What's happening YouTube? My name is Suraj Poddu and I have been using this, the OnePlus 8 Pro, currently on Oxygen OS 11, ever since I think for a few months now. Basically, I bought it in the first sale. I wasn't originally intending to keep it. It was for my cousin and I was going to return it to him, but then I ended up liking the phone so much I kept it for myself. But initially I wanted to, give this back, go back to the Pocophone and then get the Pixel 4a when that, came out or when that would come out. But as I said, I kept the 8 Pro. And then last week, Google's finally started shipping their 4A here in India. Unfortunately, we don't have the 5 or the 4A 5G, but the 4A started shipping. And my good friend Dinesh, he bought the 4A to upgrade from his super old Redmi Note 5 Pro. And firstly, I'm very happy for him. But also secondly, we shoot a lot of stuff together. The two of us went out and we took some photos with the OnePlus 8 Pro and the Pixel 4A side by side to compare and see which one or how they fare against one another. Now, it's not exactly a fair comparison because the 4A is basically about half the price of the OnePlus 8 Pro, but then again, we're mainly only focusing on the camera here, and the 4A basically has the same main sensor as the bigger Pixel 5, so it shouldn't really make that much of a difference, and it should be a fair comparison. Besides, Pixel, like always, their A series and their main big pixels have been touted as the camera for photography, so I want to see how they compare against one another. And with that being said, let's jump right into the samples. Okay, so I've imported all the photos from the Pixel 4a and the OnePlus 8 Pro here into Lightroom. We'll compare them side by side using the select candidate feature. The one on the left, the images on the left are going to be from the Pixel 4a. The images on the right are going to be from the OnePlus 8 Pro. Let's start off with this night portrait shot. I guess the first thing you'll notice is that the Pixel image is a bit wider, whereas in the OnePlus you're getting a little tighter field of view. So this was taken on the OnePlus 8 Pro with the standard lens. If you switch to the wider angle or the ultra wide, you will get like a little bit more wider portrait mode, whereas in the Pixel 4a obviously you're stuck with just one lens. So let's zoom in and see how the edge detection is firstly, because I guess that's kind of important when it comes to portrait mode shots. And I actually think the OnePlus did a better job here. Like if you look at the area around my specs, the OnePlus has done better. Looking at this region between my hand and the hip, again the Pixel has kind of missed the edges and some of it is in focus, so it's not the most natural looking portrait, which is actually kind of surprising because all the time on Twitter I see that the Pixel is touted as the camera for portrait photography and they always claim that their portrait edge detection is on point, whereas in this particular photo and even the other photos that I took, I noticed that wasn't the case as often as I thought it would be. For example, even in this area, the edges are not that great. From a distance, obviously I think the shot looks okay. Both the shot looks pretty decent. Actually, if you zoom in, the detail and just the general noise levels they've been kept lower on the Pixel image. On the OnePlus image, I think there's just like more noise and it's also a little bit pixelated. From a noise level perspective, the Pixel does look better and also is a little bit brighter. I don't know if it's the most accurate one. I think I would say like between both shots, like in the middle is what the exposure was like out there, at least like what I remember seeing. I don't think either of them is that accurate, but yeah, I guess most people when they first look at the image, they might go for the Pixel, like depending on what they want. If you prefer a brighter image, then I guess they would go for the Pixel in this case. With this next shot, I think both phones actually did quite good. They're very similar. It's hard to like really differentiate and find out the exact differences between the two shots, but I guess firstly the one thing I noticed is that the OnePlus image is a bit cooler, and you'll see this like as a general trend throughout all the photos, that the OnePlus images are generally cooler whereas the Pixel is a bit warm. There's also like a huge like a blue lens flare. I guess most people may not notice it, but there is like a bit more flaring on the Pixel. On the OnePlus not as much. You do have this like a red orange streak, but you don't have this blue one on the OnePlus image here. Color wise, I think they both did good. Color sharpness, they're both pretty good. It's actually surprising how similar they look in terms of color here, because like all the other photos, the color is a bit more like different between the two cameras, between the two phones. Taking a look at corner to corner sharpness, I think it's a little bit better on the Pixel. The OnePlus looks a bit soft on the corners. Here again, Pixel might just be a little bit sharper. All the images I took were taken with the 12 megapixel mode. On the OnePlus 8 Pro, I did not take any 48 megapixel photos, unfortunately. I feel like there was a missed opportunity there. I should have tried it out, but everything you see was taken with the 12 megapixel mode. These two photos were taken in like low light in the regular photo mode, not night sight, not nightscape. I'll show you some samples of that, but these were taken with the regular photo mode. Another low light shot taken on the regular photo mode. We do have a nightscape version of this, I'll show you in just a second, but this one I think is already quite good as it is. I honestly don't want my image to look any brighter than this, like in most cases, and if I'm shooting in low light, it's because I want it to look like it's low light, not because I want it to look like day. But anyway, zooming in here a little bit, I think both phones did quite good. The noise levels are pretty good. There's like very low noise in both images, from what I can tell here. Sharpness is quite good too. I feel like there's a bit more green in the shadows on the OnePlus image. The pixel is a bit more neutral. The only area I guess that the phones didn't do that well here, I guess, would be like hit this part on the on the board where there's text. You can't really see that detail. It's been blown out by both phones. But taking a look at the corner here, this area, I'm just surprised that it was able to retain the highlight detail here and also like not crush the shadows, not just like the Pixel or OnePlus, but both phones I think they did good here. I think the Pixel image may be a little bit sharper because I think the Pixel got the focus right. I did not tap to focus on any of these images. I just opened the camera app and shot right away because I guess that's how most average people shoot photos. And I think the Pixel got focus correct in this situation, whereas the OnePlus did not. So that's the regular photo without any nightscape or night side modes. Let's now take a look at the nightscape one. Okay, so this is the nightscape one. This is the regular one. Nightscape, regular, nightscape, regular. So on the left we have the night sight, which is what it's called on the Pixel 4a. On the right we have the nightscape, which is what it's called on the OnePlus 8 Pro. I guess it's the difference is not that huge, which I think is okay because the low light image is already quite good. But here, if you look closely, the text is just like so much clearer. All that detail is back on this image, on both images actually. The OnePlus may be a little bit better, but even on the Pixel, I think it's you can clearly see everything now. It's so much. I guess so much more detail in that particular sign. Looking at the rest of the image, that looks pretty clean. Both images, I don't think there's a lot of noise. There's, I guess, some kind of smoothing going on in the OnePlus image, but it looks fine. Doesn't look that artificial. And let's take a look at this actually. This text here, maybe we can see which one's sharper that way. So yeah, both seem to be pretty good, pretty sharp. Maybe the OnePlus is a tad sharper. Yeah, the OnePlus is a bit sharper. Now, one thing I do have to mention though is that on the OnePlus, the night sight, is it night sight or nightscape? Nightscape is much quicker to capture a photo, whereas on night sight on the Pixel, it does take like an extra 2 or 3 seconds sometimes to capture the photo. In this photo, I'm actually surprised at how well both handled the dynamic range. Both have not blown out any highlights and also like retained the shadows, not crushed any of it. Let's zoom in to take a look at some text here maybe and we'll see how the sharpness compares. The OnePlus is a bit more saturated as usual, as you guys can see. But okay, what is this? He's not the Messiah, he's a very naughty boy. Okay. I mean, okay, whatever. But I guess, yeah, the OnePlus is probably a tad sharper, not by too much, but it's definitely a little bit sharper. And again, if you switch to the 14 megapixel mode, this will probably be even sharper with the OnePlus. But otherwise, I think both images are quite good. This shot here is a good example of why over saturating the images is not a good idea, because like here, if you look at the flowers, on the OnePlus image just looks like red blotches. I mean, you can tell they're flowers, but there's almost no detail. On the Pixel, you can like individually, you can't see like such a great detail, but you can see like a little bit more detail, and you can like kind of spot the like lines and the different, things on the flowers. But on the OnePlus, it just looks like red blotches. The Pixel is a little bit more neutral. Now, some people may prefer the saturated red of the OnePlus, but I think in this case, the Pixel did do a better job because you do have that detail in the flowers, and you can always saturate it or increase the saturation in post. However, I don't think the vice versa is possible. Well, it is possible, but I don't know if it'll still retain that detail. Okay, I think this might be my favorite photo from all the photos that we took with the two phones. Here, this was taken at the airport around, I would say, maybe 8-9 a.m. and there is some sunlight. As you can see, the brick, what's this called? There's a barricade is forming some kind of a shadow here. So the Pixel is, I would say, like a bit more warm, and the OnePlus is like a bit cooler. And I would say the Pixel is more natural looking, because of the sunlight. This was actually how it was. The red is a bit more saturated on the OnePlus as usual, but I actually think I prefer the Pixel in this case. Sometimes I prefer saturated images, but like here, I think I like a balanced image, and the Pixel does that. It does a better job at that. Sharpness wise, I think they're both pretty good, both equally sharp. I feel like maybe the Pixel's a bit sharper here, which is interesting. Maybe I think the OnePlus missed focus, because typically the OnePlus is the sharper image. Okay, here's one rare case where I actually prefer that my photos are a bit more saturated, maybe even oversaturated sometimes. And that is food photos or food photography, because I just think food just looks nicer when the colors are like a bit more punchy, and the OnePlus does that. So maybe if you do a lot of food, then this might be something to consider. The Pixel image just looks like flat and pale in comparison, and I think most people would pick the OnePlus image in this case because it just looks like more saturated and it just looks more delicious. I mean, food, come on, pizza especially. Okay, here's a low light portrait mode shot. As you guys may remember earlier, the Pixel is a little bit wider. This is the OnePlus image, but like on the standard lens. And what was happening here is that the OnePlus simply would not focus, and I remember Dinesh tried for like a good 2 minutes, but the OnePlus simply did not focus, and so at this point I believe he switched to the ultra wide, and here he was able to get the focus right. If you take a look at, like, it's not anything major, but if you take a look at like the straps and everything, the blur roll off I think is a little bit more smooth on the OnePlus image. Like from a distance they both look quite good. If you look at it from like the regular view, they're both quite good, but on the Pixel I think it did a little bit worse in terms of edge detection, which is not exactly what he's expecting, but it's okay. I think these are both good images. I think I prefer the field of view of the Pixel. Now keep in mind that on the OnePlus you can achieve a similar field of view to this with a standard lens, but sometimes, as I said, the focus, it has a hard time focusing, so keep that in mind. But on the Pixel I think this field of view is perfect, and this image actually looks like something that you would take out of a DSLR or a proper professional camera, whereas on this is still in the territory of okay, maybe that looks like it's still taken with the phone and it looks like the natural blur and not necessarily a portrait mode blur. So that's what I have to say about this image. This shot, again, both phones I think did quite good from a distance. You can't really tell them apart that much. I think there's very little differences and there's very small differences, and on the whole they both look good. Like, I really think these phones have gotten really good, and it's just kind of pointless at this point to compare them so meticulously, but we're just doing it anyway because we like doing that. We're nerds anyway. I guess the first thing you'll notice is that the 8 Pro image is a lot more saturated. I guess the blue here is completely like ripped apart from the Pixel, or I think this is how it actually was. I don't remember, honestly. If I'm being honest, I don't remember how it was exactly, but I think like somewhere in between would be the sweet spot. I'm not as saturated as this, but also not as desaturated as this. I definitely don't think it was this light. I think the blue was a little bit more saturated. Noise levels on both is pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Looking at the Dinesh here, I think both phones, they kind of missed focus, but I think it's okay because there's a lot going on in this scene here, so it's kind of challenging for basically any phone here to take a good photo, I think, at least. There's also like that blue lens flare that you saw earlier with the lamp shot that also persists, that also exists in this case in the Pixel, but not on the OnePlus. I'm guessing this one's from the vehicles or something. Taking a look at the sharpness, I do think the Pixel may have a sharper image here, which is interesting. It looks less pixelated, just sharper overall. Again, both phones from a distance look quite good. I think they're both completely usable. They would both do good in low light. Here's a selfie, front-facing camera on both phones. The OnePlus image, it always just makes it brighter for some reason. It makes faces brighter, and I don't like that. As a result, you also lose some detail in my forehead here specifically. I am not a fan of that. I guess some people prefer brighter faces and all that, but honestly, I just want, at least when it comes to skin tones, I want it to be as natural looking as possible. Other than that, I think again the Pixel image may be a bit more clean here. The OnePlus image just looks soft and the Pixel just looks sharper in comparison. Okay, here's another nightscape shot from both phones. What you're seeing here in frame is a beautiful, amazing electric bike. It's called the Ather 450X. Ather was kind enough to give it to me for a couple of days. More on that later. But taking a look at the shot, it's quite interesting because, like, on one end the orange is like a bit more saturated on the OnePlus, whereas if you take a look at the blue here, that's more saturated on the Pixel, and typically it's the OnePlus that's saturating the images overall on the whole, but like here we have differing performances. I guess it just looks different. It's not typically what OnePlus would do. I feel like this part of the image would be way more saturated, but for some reason it's not. If you take a look at the scooter here, this was a nightscape, but that doesn't mean that I want the image to be like super duper bright. I think this was pretty good. It was super extremely low light, so I think this is good job by both phones. If you look at sharpness, I don't think anybody can read what's on that helmet. Obviously, like, I know what's written on it because it's my helmet, so I can read it, but I don't think anybody else can. But I do think the Pixel, I think just because of the focus, like, it looks a bit sharper. The Pixel got the focus right. If you look at the Ather tag here, again, it just looks maybe a tad sharper, but obviously anybody who has no idea what's in frame won't be able to read what's on either of these images. Taking a look at the number plate, again, same story. I think the Pixel, I don't think it's necessarily sharper, it's just that it got the focus right, and so because of that it looks, or it gives you the illusion that it's sharper. But otherwise I think both images are quite clean, both quite good, really good low light mode on both phones. This was taken in broad, well, it wasn't sunny, but it was kind of cloudy and it was pretty early in the morning, so I have no doubt here that both phones have done a great job. In fact, with almost any phone in 2020, it's kind of a given that they will perform good in good light, any phone, not just the Pixel or a flagship or any other phone. If we zoom all the way in, I think both phones are quite sharp actually. I think the OnePlus may be just a tad sharper. I don't remember exactly which color is more accurate, and honestly I don't think that's a very good like even if I told you, I don't think it would make that much of a difference, because what I saw there was different from what I saw on the phone screen, and then what I'm seeing here is probably different from what I actually saw on the phone screen. And then this is going to go through YouTube, and basically just whenever we talk about color and camera comparisons, I think you should take that with a grain of salt. You can take that into consideration a little bit, but not too much. In this case, I think both look quite pleasing. I think there's enough detail in both the shots in like the flower regions. Before we take a look at some more photos, I want to show you some video samples. And to demonstrate that, let's use the Ather 450X. We shot some footage of it, all handheld, and I won't tell you which phone shot which clip just yet, but I do want to tell you that the Ather 450X is nuts. I got it in the grey variant for about 3 to 4 days. Firstly, it looks like it's straight out of the future. And second, riding on it feels just so effortless. I'd never used an electric scooter before, and I thought there would be a learning curve, but nah, it was as easy as riding a regular scooter. Easier than a regular scooter actually. More fun too. It has a lot of cool features, including a 7-inch touchscreen, park assist, which is basically like a reverse gear on a car. You can go back in reverse mode without putting manual effort. And it also has 4 different riding modes: economy, ride, sport, and warp. Economy and ride are just, there for everyday travel. But boy, when you switch to the sport and warp, it is a different breed altogether. It goes from 0 to 40 in an insane 3.3 seconds in the warp mode, and the pickup is so good, I could just glide through traffic like nobody's business. You get a range of 85 km on a single charge using the economy mode, and you get about 55-60 with a combined use of all the 4 modes. And when you're done, you can use your home charger or stop by an Athergrid to get a quick top up. It charges as fast as 1.5 km per minute. The future of electric scooters is in good hands. So some of those clips were taken with the Pixel 4a and some of them with the OnePlus 8 Pro, and the point is, if you weren't able to individually distinguish the clips, or if you weren't able to pinpoint and say that, okay, that previous clip looked better than this, or this one looks more detailed than the previous shot, then it probably means that you would be equally happy with either camera when it comes to video recording. They're both great 4K video shooters. That being said, I understand that it is hard to compare 2 different cameras without looking at the same footage and without comparing them side by side. So here, right now, I'll give you some of that. Okay, so this is a video test out of the OnePlus 8 Pro and the Pixel 4a. Both shooting at 4K 30. Video stabilization turned down on both of them. You be the judge. They both look fine to me here on their own individual displays, but obviously I'll have to view them on the same screen to actually be able to compare the color and all of that. I have not heard the audio out of it either. I'll be hearing it for the first time, just like you guys. So yeah, it looks fine to me. 4K 30. Dynamic range seems pretty good, although this is not very challenging, but yeah. And it's not a very even road either. It's kind of bumpy, but okay, so that's the video test. You be the judge. Okay, so this video is getting quite long, and so for the rest of the photos, I'm just gonna let them play side by side and you can be the judge. Doing individual analyses for each set of photos is gonna make the video an hour long, and I don't wanna make an hour long video about a topic that nobody's searching. A person looking to buy a Pixel 4a is not gonna be interested in buying a OnePlus 8 Pro, and a person looking to buy a OnePlus 8 Pro is not gonna be interested in buying a Pixel 4a. They're both different phones from different price ranges aimed at different audiences. The reason I made this video is just to see how the 2 cameras compare, just to satisfy my own curiosity, and also to see if the Pixel is still the king when it comes to cameras. And from what I've seen, I think for the most part, yes, it is, but it's also never been this close to being overthrown. I think that other manufacturers have caught up. The OnePlus is quite close, and really, you'd be happy with whichever phone camera you choose to go with. That's about it for this video. Firstly, if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking with me. Comment hashtag I made it far if you made it this far, so that I know that you watched till the end. Secondly, big thanks to Ather for allowing me to borrow their 450X for this video. I'll leave more details about that in the description. Big thanks to Dinesh for being with me and also for providing the Pixel 4a, and also big thanks to Sahil for helping me shoot some sections of this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you did not, vote it down. Let me know in the comments why I didn't like it. I don't do much smartphone content anymore, so if you're gonna subscribe for that, please don't. I already have enough dead subscribers. I will make smartphone content, but only occasionally, only about stuff that I truly am passionate about, or stuff that I'm truly curious to find out. However, if you like photography and video production, then you should subscribe, because we do a lot of that on this channel. My name is Suraj. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you later.
Let it slip away, left but then you came, all the same. ain't nothing left the game. Show 'em we don't play. It depends how you celebrate. Kinda say complain with your ways. How you slipping while you still